talking to some of our KSLA team members. Starting off first is our KSLA sports reporter, Chris Demergent here. Hello, Chris. We are going to be we're talking today about the power outages and the restoration. Can you tell us a little bit about what you may know about that so far due to this winter storm?
CJ, it's quite a chilly day over here. We're over here at Independence Stadium as officials from SWEPCO are over here trying to work hard to restore power over here in Shreveport Bossier. It's right the ArkLaTex right here. I'm gonna flip the camera around for a second. Let's see if we can do this on here. Not sure how to flip this camera on here, but I guess I was trying to turn this around this way, I guess. And I can see in the distance over here, see trucks in the background. From of course different parts of the country over here, working hard right now to restore power over here. And you see everyone over here. We're at Independence Stadium. Of course, the ground is still icy over here as well, as officials are working hard to get everything restored over here, here in Northwest Louisiana. And Brett Madison, yeah. Brett Madison, he actually came right on time. Here we go. Chris Demergent over here, sports director at KSLA. We have Brett Madison with us. CJ, I don't know if you can hear Mr. Brett through my AirPods. I'm going to disconnect these, but do it on the fly right here.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, so obviously we're talking outages, how it's affected everyone here in Northwest Louisiana and they're at the ArkLaTex and beyond. I'm sure these last few days have been crazy.
Absolutely.
Been quite interesting. Have they not?
Yes, they sure have. This is something that our area is not accustomed to and used to. Of course, we don't have the equipment with, snow plows. We got very few trucks with, sand and those type things, and we're very appreciative to have that. But what happened is starting on Friday is we had some sleet really start hitting our area, and then it slowed down about midday on Saturday, basically quit. Then we got a second wave that started Saturday night, and it was an amazing amount of sleet that came down and just peppered our area here where we are in Shreveport Bossier area. And it went south in what we call the Valley District, a little bit, in the middle of DeSoto Parish, all the way down through Natchitoches and further south. They actually had an ice storm. So at the height of the storm on early Sunday morning, we had about 70,000 customers out. Now we're down to about 28,000. That includes just a few in Arkansas and about 6,000 in Texas. But the bulk of the remaining customers are in Louisiana. We've got about 2,000, 2,100 in Shreveport, and then the rest, 23,000 or so, are down in the Natchitoches Valley area. So we've set up a base camp there. We've got about 3,000 workers that are on site that have come in from our contractors to help us out. We also have our own crews, and then crews from AEP have come to help us because they didn't get hit as bad as we did. So the good thing is tomorrow, it looks like the temperatures are going to get up in the 40s. We're making a lot of good progress. And where we are here, as you can see, this is a staging area at the State Fairgrounds in Shreveport, where we've got, about 1,200 people that are working out of this area. When we get the Shreveport area on, they're going to start moving further south. So we appreciate all the, customers' patience and just hanging in there with us. We know it's tough. It's cold temperatures, and we've got crews that are working 16 hours a day and also through the night nonstop. And we won't quit till we get everybody back on.
Awesome. CJ, I don't know if you heard all that, but that's the latest over here from Independence Stadium over here in Shreveport as officials from SWEPCO, I assume came from all over the country, I assume, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes, they did.
Came from all over the country trying to help out to get Shreveport, Bossier, and the entire ArkLaTex back powered up once again.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good, Chris. All good information. Thank you, God. Thank you, and your visitor as well for joining us for today. Very much appreciated.
Appreciate it, CJ. Talk to you later.
And we're going to be also talking to another KSLA team member. We have Mr. Marvin Andrade, who is going to be talking to us about the roadway and conditions out there across the ArkLaTex. Sorry a little bit for that audio echo there, but he's going to be talking to us about roadway conditions. So, Marvin, tell us about what's going on out there on those roadways and the sidewalks.
CJ, let me tell you guys, I'm from Los Angeles, so this whole experience has been completely new to me, way out of my comfort zone, but it's been nice. But these roads aren't nice. I'm gonna show you a little bit right below here, and you can see I gotta get to some spots, but they're really slippery. Like, I'm barely moving my feet, and you can see how they slide. And as a matter of fact, I'm here in the parking lot of my hotel, and earlier today when I was doing my live shots, when I was trying to set up the camera and everything and putting everything in the car, I almost fell. That was in the morning. That was I didn't fall, and I said it live, bro. I'm like, I didn't fall. I just slipped. And then guess what happened? I come back from my live shots, and I take a step, and boom, I fell. Nothing too crazy, but that's how these roads are. That's how these sidewalks are. They're really slippery. Imagine it's just me, just a person, but imagine if a car is driving on something like this. That's the conditions of these roads. They're very slippery, so that's why we've been saying it nonstop, probably for a week already, if not more, that during this winter storm, and I know it's past, but the stuff, the ice and the sleet is still here. During all of this, it's just important to just stay home, enjoy it safely outside of your house in the street, but not driving, just because the storm is gone, obviously, but you can clearly see it's still slippery down here, and the whole parking lot still has a lot of that ice and sleet that remains. So that's how these roadways are. But like we've been just saying, is just stay home, enjoy the warm, enjoy enjoy this weather from the comfort of your house, your backyard. We've been seeing some cool videos. I saw my favorite one was of the horse, the kid that was getting dragged by the horse. I was like, that's nice. I wouldn't mind doing that. But things like that, stay, have some fun like that, but not driving. It's not recommended. Yesterday, let me actually talk about yesterday too. Yesterday, I had a help about I want to say two people who were stuck, and it was after the storm had passed. It was around like 4 p.m. I had to help them push their cars because they were stuck in a pile. I want to say sleet. I'm not gonna lie. This whole weekend, I kept on texting all the meteorologists before I said anything. I'm like, "This is sleet, right? This is ice. This isn't snow." But essentially, that's what they were stuck on yesterday, on a pile of sleet, because the impact is still here because of the freezing temperature that you guys have been mentioning nonstop. And yeah,
Yes,
that's
that is
that's how these
definitely
conditions
right,
are.
Marvin. We've been dealing with sleet throughout the entirety of this system here, and pretty much the freezing temperatures are keeping it right in place, along with a bit of some ice secretion, which is a little bit of a glaze right on the top of the sleet that has already fallen. That's why pretty much you've been dealing with the slippery conditions out there outside of your hotel there. So yeah, thank you once again, Marvin, for sharing the road conditions out there, and hopefully we can get those roads melted pretty soon here. Hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, we should see temperatures well above freezing, and that will start the melting process, and hopefully we can get the road cleared off pretty soon here. Thank you once
And
again,
that's
Marvin, for
something
joining us today.
DOTD actually mentioned. Since you mentioned that point before, I gotta go.
Okay.
They actually mentioned that in the night it's supposed to refreeze again. That's why DOTD, Department of Transportation, doesn't want people to be driving yet, because overnight all of whatever melts because of the sun radiation is gonna refreeze. So it may look like some roads are clear to go, but that black ice will remain in the morning.
That is definitely all information that is true there from our KSLA reporter, Marvin Andrade. Thank you so much for joining me today, Marvin.